usually say the Premier League is back in these videos, but it's just not stopping, is it? It's just constant Premier League and it's constant Premier League predictions videos. In these prediction videos, I usually play it safe. 1-0 wins, 2-1 wins, 1-all draws. Little scoring games, but I went bold for Arsenal versus Manchester City. I said City would absolutely batter them 4-1, and I only went and got it right. So for that prediction alone, you should definitely subscribe and make sure to leave a like. Let's try to get 15 likes on the video. Crystal Palace versus West Ham. Both teams lost their midweek fixtures, and I'm a little bit disappointed with Crystal Palace losing their unbeaten run because I was really hoping for Roy Hodgson to become invincible. But at least it looks like Crystal Palace will definitely survive, while West Ham are still in the battle, but they're picking up form recently. A good performance versus Liverpool, but they still did lose, but they are picking up momentum. Crystal Palace have home advantage, but both teams are in a good run of form, so I think they're going to split the points in a 1-all draw. Goals will come from Eze and Paqueta. Brighton versus Wolves. Brighton are currently out of the European places, which is quite frustrating for them considering how good of a season it's been. A loss to Nottingham Forest midweek didn't help, but they've played the least games out of every single team above them. Wolves are now 9 points clear of the relegation zone, meaning they will now almost certainly stay up and will be playing Premier League football next season. Brighton are now chasing European football. A few years ago, Wolves were in that position. They were in a Europa League quarter final. They'll be hoping to get back into that position, and with Julian Lopetegui, a few good signings in the summer, I think it might be possible. However, right now, Brighton are the better team, and I do think they are going to win this game 2-1 thanks to goals from McAllister and Danny Welbeck. Brentford versus Nottingham Forest. Nottingham Forest actually beginning to pick up some form. They're now out of the relegation zone, and they're picking up form at the right time. A good performance versus Liverpool at Anfield saw them get nothing, but they beat a very good Brighton team 3-1. Ivan Toney has been scoring goals for fun this season. He's been absolutely fantastic, and I think the fact Haaland has scored 33 goals is taken away from the fact he scored 19 goals. He was playing in the Championship only 2 years ago. He's just absolutely fantastic, and if he's not in the next England squad, I would be absolutely shocked. He's only scored 4 less goals than Harry Kane. I reckon Toney will score twice in this game in a 2-0 win for Brentford. Man United versus Aston Villa. This is a very big game for Manchester United. It looked like they were comfortably in the top 4, but a draw at Spurs makes you think it is possible for them to get dragged back down. And let's not show off Aston Villa. They've been very good under Unai Emery, but especially in recent weeks, they're on fantastic form, and I do think they stand a chance at Old Trafford versus this Man United side. If this was at Villa Park, I would say Emery's side would win this game 2-1, but I'm just going to give home advantage to say Man United will get a 1-all draw out of this, but there will be questions asked of their performance. Fulham versus Manchester City, and Man City have already won the league. I've been saying it for weeks, even before that Arsenal game, even before Arsenal drew with Southampton. It's been done in my books. Arsenal dropped too many points, and against this Manchester City team, you cannot do that. Man City are going to win every single game they have left to play, and they are comfortably going to win this league. Arsenal have completely bottled it. It's already over. Manchester City have won the Premier League, and this game is going to help in a 3-0 win for City. Goals will come from Haaland, De Bruyne and Mahrez. Bournemouth versus Leeds. I think it's fairly safe to say Bournemouth are staying up. Unless a really bad run of games happens, I think they will be playing Premier League football next season. They're currently 7 points clear of the relegation zone, while Leeds are just 1 point above the relegation zone, and to be honest, that surprised me. Their form recently suggests they should be 20th. I see Leeds going down this season, to be honest. They're leaking too many goals. A point versus Leicester is a good result, but I don't see them repeating the trick versus Bournemouth, as Bournemouth win this game 2-1 thanks to goals from Christie and Solanke. Newcastle versus Southampton. I have to apologise with predictions regarding both of these clubs. I backed Southampton to stay up. It's just not going to happen, is it? I was wrong on that one, and I thought Newcastle would end up bottling Champions League football. I was clearly wrong on that because they've scored 10 goals in the last 2 games. And I will have to admit defeat because this Newcastle team is absolutely amazing. I don't know what's happened to Joe Willock. He's went from an Arsenal youngster to doing alright at Newcastle, and now all of a sudden he's playing as if he's Kevin De Bruyne. Newcastle at St James's Park, it's a good recipe, especially against a struggling Southampton team. I think they're going to win this game 3-0 thanks to a goal from Willock, Isaac and Callum Wilson. Liverpool versus Tottenham. I don't know how Tottenham didn't manage to beat Manchester United or lose because both teams had loads of chances that they missed, but a Ryan Mason masterclass managed to go from a 6-1 defeat to a 2-all draw versus Man United. If you can do it at Spurs, you can do it anywhere. Jose Mourinho, probably. Liverpool are looking to win their 4th Premier League game in a row for the first time this season, which feels weird to say considering how good Liverpool have been over the years under Jurgen Klopp. Trent's only played in midfield for 3 or 4 games, and he's already getting loads of assists. If he continues to play in midfield for next season, you could easily feel he could go on to break the Premier League assist record. I reckon Liverpool will get their 4th Premier League win in a row as they beat Spurs 2-1 thanks to a goal from Cody Gakpo and Mo Salah. Leicester versus Everton. For some reason I thought Everton would turn up versus Newcastle at Goodison Park. I thought they would be up for the game. No, they go out and get completely battered. It will be the last season Goodison Park is ever seen in the Premier League if Everton go down, which is looking incredibly likely. It's 18th versus 19th. It's a big game for both teams. Both teams equally as bad as each other. They both desperately need 3 points, but I don't think either are going to get it. I'm going to say this game is going to end in a 1-1 draw. Goals will come from Jamie Vardy and Iwobi. Arsenal versus Chelsea. This is the exact game Arsenal need. After a battering at the Etihad, a few bad draws before it, this is what Arsenal need. A game at home versus their local rivals. Chelsea are terrible right now, so this is a perfect time to play them for Arsenal, especially because they want to get back on form. So why not go out and batter your rivals to at least bring up the momentum? I already said in the Man City bit that I do think Man City will go on to win every single game for the rest of the season and win the Premier League, but at least end the season on a high for Arsenal, get as much points as they possibly can, and look forward to next season where they'll be back in the Champions League. I think Arsenal will absolutely destroy Chelsea 3-0 thanks to a goal from Martinelli, Odegaard and Saka. So that was my Game Week 34 Premier League predictions. Let me know what you thought of in the comments, and as always, leave me your Game Week 34 Premier League predictions in the comments. If you enjoyed the video, make sure to leave a like. I would really appreciate it if you could subscribe, and if you want to support the channel that extra bit more, feel free to become a channel member. Thank you all so much for watching, and I will see you in the next one.